Thank you.
Just push down.
Yeah, great. All right, so yes, I'm the Chief Energy and Sustainability Officer for Urbanano. I know I have 10 minutes. I am going to take on a very deep dive into the technicalities of a green hydrogen facility that we're designing, and I'll try to do that very quickly. I think it's also important to note that our firm is a global firm of very talented millennials, I'll tell you some projects that are underway right now. We're doing a triple net zero eco resort on Mykonos, where we have designed the first net zero data center on the planet, and that is in Helsinki, Finland. And we are also smart city master planners in Central America right now. Our definition of smart city master planning is socially, environmentally, and fiscally responsible cities. It's not all about technology. So this project, which is quite exciting for us because it's the largest green hydrogen plant in the world, and we have just been awarded a second one by the same client. So why is it unusual? It is unusual because we're using a high temperature gasification process rather than traditional electrolysis. And why are we doing that? Traditional electrolysis converts electricity to hydrogen at about a 60 to 80% efficiency rate, losing much of the heat. But our process is non-electrolysis, and it's plasma-enhanced gasification using waste biomass. And I just was introduced to another organization here in Japan who is doing something similar. So it's an exothermic reaction where instead of managing, as most of them do, energy loss, we're managing surplus heat. I'm going to show you a series of inspiring images. It's redistributed through a district heating loop, which is something very different. So instead of an isolated energy production, it's what we call urban resource symbiosis. And that is something that's very different than what has ever happened before when it comes to green hydrogen. So another insight came from water management. Our process uses a non-potable water, recycled water, and we use that turn it into gray water systems. So the fuel cell byproducts of that become a closed loop water node, which again is different from any other green hydrogen plant. I would say the most profound lesson that we learned designing that building was conceptual rather than technical. Hydrogen isn't just a fuel. We use it as a design medium. So it's visual, spatial, and also experiential when we think about the design of a city. So that leads me into the next topic, which is microgrids. Microgrids are becoming very, very important because, for example, across America, we have the West Coast grid. Texas has their own electricity grid, and then there's the East Coast grid. And as we move to mass electrification, how are we ever going to manage that? And microgrids are the answer. So what batteries do for hours, hydrogen can do for seasons. And that's where hydrogen comes in when it comes to microgrids. So energy resilience we're finding it used now both at local and regional levels. And globally, this trend is also underway here in Japan. The town of Nami, once devastated by Fukushima, now operates as a community-scale hydrogen microgrid powered by local renewables. It's restored not only energy independence, but also civic confidence. South Australia has a place called the Hydrogen Park, using green hydrogen. From an architectural standpoint, this means integrating new typologies into the urban landscape. So electrolysis hubs near solar fields, hydrogen corridors below our city streets, quiet neighborhood scaled fuel cells that are replacing diesel energy generators. So if we imagine a transit station powered by hydrogen via on-site solar canopies, fueling buses, lighting plazas. This is what we call cross-sector design, where mobility, energy, and architecture converge. So smart city master planning meets green hydrogen. This is what we're doing in Central America. We can create distributed local power ecosystems. This is a huge implication for smart cities, particularly those looking to decarbonize critical infrastructure. So we design data centers, we design medical facilities, we design transit hubs. They too are systems that tend to fail, but with the use of hydrogen fuel cells, we offer a clean, silent backup. So this kind of world, resilience isn't optional, it's foundational. Hydrogen also balances the grid that I was just discussing. So cities often struggle to manage renewable surpluses like solar and wind. Hydrogen offers a solution to that. Using excess electricity to generate hydrogen, we call that power to gas. For peak demand, we coined the term urban hydrogen buffer, and that crosses that bridge between the microgrid and the existing electrical grid. So again, when we look to who's leading the way in this, it's actually Tokyo. Tokyo uses hydrogen from surplus renewables, power the Olympics. Hydrogen byproducts, heat and water, are also assets, supporting district heating, for example, creating a hybrid of energy, food, and architecture. Hydrogen nodes multiply across cities that we are seeing in Tokyo, distributed power topologies, and they become self-sufficient energy islands. And there are immediate public health benefits to this. We're finding this, we're designing a project called the Campus of Care in the Dominican Republic. And that is incorporating green hydrogen as well. And we call them self-sufficient energy islands. Other places that we should be looking to are Rotterdam, Los Angeles, and we use the term future-proofing to describe what is happening when we're using green hydrogen in this way. So buildings today are wired for hydrogen. They'll become more compliant, valuable, and adaptable as standards shift. So a vision for regenerative cities powered by hydrogen. We're using the word regenerative, I think, tonight, as everyone else is. We call it an energy internet. Air becomes cleaner, water becomes purer, energy becomes local and democratic. Hydrogen-powered water purification systems, hydrogen fuel cell pods, off-grid ecosystems. There's the vision isn't speculative, it's actually happening. Toyota's Woven City project is under construction here in Japan. It's a fully hydrogen-powered prototype. Carbon sequestering, wood architecture, autonomous vehicles, robotic systems, they're all tied to this clean hydrogen infrastructure. So it's not just about energy, it's about reimagining how people will live with technology and nature in balance. In Northern Europe, hydrogen valleys are being produced. The long-term goal here is what we call sector coupling, merging power, mobility, building systems, and industry into one shared infrastructure. Hydrogen acts as the connector, bridging gaps between energy production and end use, allowing cities to behave more like ecological systems. We use the word systemic connectivity. So in such places that I've just described, we call them living cities capable of responding to their environments, the neighbors, and the energy needs. So in conclusion, I will say that the experience of designing a hydrogen facility has transformed how we actually at Urban ANO understand cities. No longer do we see infrastructure as hidden or separate, I think, as we used to. It's now integral, visible, and full of potential. Green hydrogen has taught us to design with a whole system mindset, seeing energy, space, and ecology, not as silos, but as interdependent layers. From New York to here in Tokyo, we're seeing the emergence of a new design vocabulary where architecture, planning, and hydrogen are converging to build cities that are not only sustainable, but again, regenerative. Thank you. Let's build cities that thrive, powered by green hydrogen and boundless imagination.
Thank you. Great, so we have maybe again 2 questions. Anybody a question to circular cities in Japan, the current status, or to green hydrogen? I would have a question in general. Basically, we hear this about green hydrogen projects, and that is something which is coming up. So how can we accelerate actually this kind of transition? And there is different choices in energy and also in renewable energy. How can we make sure that we as humanity choose the right pathway? And I think that green hydrogen is actually one of these right choices, because we have, for the electrolysis, we use green energy, and then there's only the output of water, and it's a closed loop cycle. So how can we make sure that innovation goes into the right direction? You want to address that? Or?
I would. One of the problems with hydrogen, of course, is that there's no odor, and it's highly flammable. So the project that I'm describing, the inventor of the project, my client, it is they're using biomass, which is essentially waste. So what kind of waste? Crop waste, for example. This is revolutionary. It's I think it's only I can't name the client. I can't name the location, but I think that we're going to see it more and more. As I mentioned, I surprisingly just met another organization that is doing the same thing, also based here in Japan. My client is also Japanese. And I think that the idea that safety, of course, is critical to all of this, and they have found a way to ensure that safety, which means that we can have green hydrogen corridors under the city now without fear of danger or explosions.
Great. Yeah, it would be fantastic if we can build out this green hydrogen infrastructure more and more, and also that this would infuse a lot of different types of innovation, because hydrogen is not always made with the same electrolyzer, not always made with the same fuel cell. So we had actually nominated one company for the Earthshot Prize, which won the Earthshot Prize in the first year, which was a German company called Enapter. And they make this AEM electrolyzer, and they won because they aimed to scale these electrolyzers for mass production. And I think we come to mobility, we come to other energy transition topics now with Kurata-san, actually. GPSS is our sponsor tonight, and I give him the word. He is very successful with energy transition in the rural areas as well. He has a stakeholder concept, and he has already been with us last year in Okinawa. So Kurata-san, let us have a glimpse into your work with renewable energy. Thank you so much.